A warrant has been issued for Francois Bozize's arrest, and Port Elizabeth police are on a manhunt for the killers of a Somali national. I am Nomcabo. The Central African Republic has issued an international arrest warrant for former President Francois Bozize, who was ousted by rebels in a March coup on charges including crimes against humanity and incitement to genocide. The chief Bangui prosecutor, Alain Tolmo, says some of the charges fall under the scope of the International Criminal Court. Bozize, who fled the country after the Selega rebel coalition seized power in the latest coup in the unstable country, also stands accused of 22 murders and 119 summary executions. The interim government, with rebel leader Michel Djotodia as president, has vowed to hold free and fair polls at the end of an 18-month transition period. The Gauteng taxi industry says it fully supports those opposing e-tolls. COSATU held a drive-slow protest on Gauteng's East Rand yesterday, while strict court orders stated that only 120 motorists participate. More motorists joined the demonstration at different points along the route. The United Taxi Association front's Theo Malele says e-tolls will also affect passengers.
The United Taxi Association front is here to support the costs of scrapping e-tolling in its entirety. Although we must also make mention up front that we applaud the fact that the taxi industry has been exempted for now. The management of our fleets and passenger services has been done using sedans. And these sedans must also be taken into account in terms of them being exempted.
Port Elizabeth police in the Eastern Cape have launched a manhunt for suspects involved in the killing of a Somali national in Boysons Park on Thursday. This follows 3 days of protest marred by looting and arson. Yesterday, police searched residents on the streets and randomly conducted house raids. They confiscated daga, petrol bombs and knives. Provincial Police spokesperson Miranda Mills.
We're currently busy looking for specific suspects that we've identified in a recent incident where a Somalian shop owner was killed, and also a recent incident where vigilantes attacked people in a house and murdered them. And we're also looking for 2 suspects still outstanding in that case.
African governments say they are ready to work closely with Japan to harness the continent's mineral resources to sustain economic development. This has emerged at preparatory meetings ahead of the Japan-Africa Summit, which resumes in Yokohama tomorrow. The Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD, was initiated by Japan in 1993 to forge closer economic and trade ties with the African continent. President Jacob Zuma has arrived in Yokohama to attend the 3-day TICAD 5 summit. Presidential correspondent Tepo Ikaning reports.
The Japanese government had in the past decade invested heavily in expanding business opportunities in African nations. According to recent figures, Japan's foreign direct investment to Africa exceeded its 2012 target of $3.4 billion, reaching over $6 billion 2 years ahead of time. The Asian economic giant has already provided about 4 billion rand between 2008 and 2011 to fund Africa's mega infrastructure development projects in the field of energy, transport and water.